Okay, hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noah Ruiz. I am a designer here at Adafruit, and joining me every week is Mr. Pedro.
What's going on everybody? I'm Pedro, Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we come to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That is right. This is the show where we combine the 3D printing, the electronics, and we hopefully make inspirational projects for you folks. Let's jump into today's coupon code. It's Black Heart. So if you want to pick up anything in the Adafruit shop, please do so, and please use the coupon code BLACKHEART so you can get 10% off your order. That works with everything in the shop except for two things: subscriptions to AdaBox and those gift certificates. But everything else is fair game. We have some really good freebies going on until supplies last. Yeah. Pedro, help. I gotta fix this real quick. Say things. Tell me about the freebie stuff, huh?
Freebie stuff, they are tiered, so every time you get a certain amount, you get that free thing.
Yeah, what are the
deals? If you go to adafruit.com/ no.
I got it, don't worry.
Free.
That's Pedro Thumble's around. Yeah, so we have different tiers. For orders that are $99 or more, you will get the Adafruit Permaproto half-size breadboard. That's that lovely 3-color silkscreen, gold through hole plated. For orders that are $200 or more, you get that Permaproto plus UPS ground shipping for continental US only. And then for orders that are $299, you get the Permaproto, the ground shipping, and a free Circuit Playground Express. These are automatically added to your order, so you don't have to do anything special. It'll just get added to your order if you reach that tier. Again, as supplies last, sometimes these change throughout the week. So if you just head on over to adafruit.com/free, you can see all the details. Okay, on to shipping. Same-day delivery is an option for the fine folks in the New York City area. So if you are there and you need your stuff right away, that is an option. We also have other distributors. I need a thing for that. So if you are outside the States, please check out adafruit.com/distributors. for an interactive map where you can click around and see where all of our lovely vendors and suppliers are. Hopefully they're around your area. Alrighty, on to newsletters. AdafruitDaily.com, that's where to get the daily newsletters. That's this one here. You can see it says Adafruit Daily. You have the option to subscribe to different categories. We have MakeCode Minutes, we have MakeCode, we have CircuitPython, 3D printing, biohacking, maker business, and more. So check it out, AdafruitDaily.com. It is not tied to your Adafruit account. It's separate because we don't spam people. For the once a week newsletter, this is the product focus one, all the lovely goodies that get added every week to the Adafruit shop. Head on over to adafruit.com/newsletter. And that's another one that's standalone, separate, and no spams. CircuitPython meetings happen every Monday at 2 p.m. This one here. So if you would like to sit in on the meetings, we invite the community to come and share what they're working on. It happens in the Discord server, and it's recorded on a Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Unless it's a holiday, then it'll be on a Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Next week is actually a holiday, and it will be on Tuesday, 2 p.m. So if you'd like to join in, you got to go to the Discord server. Speaking of which, I am there right now. We're hanging out in the live broadcast chat room. I want to say some lovely shout outs to some lovely makers. Mr. Certainly is always there. Thank you for joining us. We also have some other folks like myself and Du Esther. Hey, Du Esther. Good morning, good afternoon, evening, wherever you might be. Becky Lou says hello as well. Hello, Becky Lou. We're hanging out here.
Over on the YouTube chat.
Yes.
Saying hello to DIY Arduino, Becky York. And then over on the Twitch chat, we're on there live as well as the Facebook chat. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us this lovely morning.
Yeah, it's up there. It just yours says something went wrong.
Yeah, every time
Something
it
went
does it.
wrong. You went on Facebook. That's what went wrong. Hey, folks, we're there as well. I have that open because it's a separate thingy. But hey, we're on all the channels, I think. But if you want to chat 24/7 and get some, share your projects or get some community help, you can check out the Discord server. The invite link for that is adafruit.tg/adafruit. Sweet.
Plasma Mac, hello.
Yeah,
Thank you all for joining. Let's go ahead and jump into this week's project already.
I guess so. One last thing, though, housekeeping. If you are looking for a job or an employer looking for a maker with maker skills, you can go to the jobs forum, the jobs board, rather, jobs@adafruit.com, and you can check out all the things there. You can make a profile if you're a maker. It's free. And you can post your job listing as well. So you can check it out. You can filter through things if you want freelance, full-time, internships, part-times. Even Adafruit posts jobs as well. What? Somebody wants a DaVinci workshop editor.
Ooh.
DaVinci, like the... I don't
For
know.
the Discovery Museum, awesome.
And lots of
Massachusetts.
things here. Like Adafruit's looking for filter fans
Hey, look
for
at that.
FIR
Oh, that's right, yeah.
filter. So check it out. Project managers, community managers, lead software engineers, you name it. Lots of folks. Firo is looking for some folks.
Look at that.
Lukey Dant. Very cool. So check it out. It's free to do so. And yeah, you can search and use the filters. All right, now we're ready for this week's project. Wow, wow, wow.
So is it on,
There it
when
is.
is it? Valentine's? I forget.
It's on
2
Friday.
days? Friday.
It's on February 14th.
Yeah, so we've been showing this off for quite about a week now.
A little bit, yeah. So what we got here is some 3D printed stuff with some black LED acrylic, which is this stuff right here. Okay, so it's got a box, it's a case. let's turn it on. So, oh, you did it. Oh man, I want to do it. Luckily, Pedro's got the Bluefruit LE Connect app for iOS or Android, and you can use the control pad to trigger different rainbow effects. This is the classic paint your dragon rainbow swirl, or you can do the rainbow fill. Very cool. This is all written in CircuitPython, of course, using the new BLE.io libraries. You can assign different colors and whatnot. Not only can you use the controller, you can also use the color picker. So we love the color picker here because you can pick colors. This is the black LED acrylic. When you turn it off, the LEDs disappear. Where'd they go? They're still in there. Jeez. So the electronics, really the microcontroller in this project is the ItsyBitsy NRF52840. It's Itsy, it's Bitsy, and it's running CircuitPython. It's a really nice board that is powerful enough to run a buttload of pixels. It has 2 megabyte SPI flash, I believe. And we wanted to make a case so that folks that are making wearable projects can use it. We have a built-in on-off switch here that it's easy to turn off. I should say, hey, you turned me off. And it also has a 500 milliamp Lipo battery, which you can actually see through here because it's a transparent print. We have a reset button there as well that you can actuate. I don't want to hit it because then it'll go into bootloader mode. But if you wanted to update CircuitPython to a newer version, you would just go double tap and you can see the LED in there turn red or green. I forget which one. Yes, so we have these little slits here on the ends of these walls here so that we can insert some NinjaFlex filament to be a necklace or some lovely silicone cover stranded wire. This is a ribbon cable wire that is super nice. It is our favorite wire right now. And you have access to the USB port. Did I mention there's a Lipo Backpack in there, so if you need to recharge the battery, you absolutely can. And what's great about this one is the LEDs will not turn on when you turn the circuit on because you have to tell it what color to be. That could be helpful if you want to recharge this battery and not have the LEDs turned on. They will be off by default, or you can just assign any of these buttons to be black, and then you can recharge the battery without the NeoPixels being on. This snap fits together. If I open it, the reset button will probably pop out, but I have the spare bits of this. So this doesn't require any screws. You can get your fingernails underneath the cover and then pop this open, and then you can see all the guts inside. We have these little mounting tabs here that will keep your PCB, your ItsyBitsy rather, nicely held in place. There's some sort of end stops here so that when you push your cable in there, this little bumper here will stop it. These two little built-in standoffs are strategically placed so that they don't hit the components that are on the bottom of the board. And that's really important. So yeah, the Lipo Backpacks squeezes right in here. A little bit of the same dealy with these walls, these tabs. And then there's a bit of a geometry thing here for the slide switch. It gets inserted at an angle, and these walls keep it there, and this little wall keeps it from being pressed all the way in. And this hole here exposes the actuator for the switch. If you'd like to see a CAD animation of the stuff, there it is. There's the little accordion thing. It has enough room for a 500 milliamp LiPo battery, like I said, but you could also use a smaller LiPo battery. I don't know why you would, but you could. Yeah. What else are we missing? I don't know.
This whole project was inspired by the awesome material that was shared by Charlyn on Twitter.
Yes.
This is the black LED acrylic from Tap Plastics. It has a nice matte finish on one side, a shiny side on the other. And what it does is allow the transmission of colors to go through even though it is a black surface.
You said it. Yeah, so it could be laser cut or milled on a milling machine.
Yes. So here's what the circuit looks like when it's all taken apart. I have a little Lipo backpack here with ItsyBitsy, and the matrix is actually just built with a bunch of the high density mini skinny NeoPixel strips. And as you can see here, it looks really diffused.
The more
further
distance, the further away you are from your source, hey, the more diffusion you get. So if you're looking for that look, then just make your design so that it's a little bit away from your LED source, your light source.
Maybe have
that'd
a
be
servo
cool.
to have it go up and down.
Yeah, pretty sweet. Let's see. What else? Yeah, this is amazing. I don't know how this material works. It sort of defies optics, doesn't it? I don't know. You can't see things through it. It's not really see-through until you put the light through it. Yeah, matte side looks lovely. This is the shiny side. Which
Hey, what does two look like when you stack them on top?
That's just more diffused.
Looks better with this one
reduces it, yeah. But the colors are vivid and sharp. These NeoPixels are set to 0.1. That's like, I guess, 10% of full brightness, and this looks amazing in daylight, right? You were wearing this outside, and you were like, what? You can still see it. So something about this acrylic is just so magical. And again, shout out to Charlyn for sharing her project. We linked it in the Learn Guide, which we'll take a look at in a minute, but we like live demos. I really like how you did this custom matrix, right? You just put a bunch of LED strips together, but how are they held together, Pedro?
With simple packaging tape on the back. All of them are arranged in an 8x9 matrix. You just build that on top of each other, just glue it down after you remove the sheathing, of course. Everything just sticks down. You can apply multiple layers of that on top and then just remove where the pads will get soldered in. There are two different ways you can solder this. The way that we did on the Learn Guide, which we'll go over, is a little bit more better than the first prototype that I made, simply because it allows the whole matrix to be more flatter. It'll give you a more even look when you have this inside of the case. Yeah,
they're all equally spaced as well with this orientation. This way, where they tend to the data, right? When you're daisy chaining NeoPixel strips, you want to make sure the data in flows into the data out. In this way, it's kind of zigzagging like this. But in the final design, we have it so that it goes diagonal. Reason being because if you carefully look, one of these pixels are, well, they just don't look as even, really, because the capacitors are above the LED, and so when you do the crisscross orientation, they are not evenly spaced vertically. So to get that, you want to have the data go diagonally. But it's up to you, however you'd like. If you're thinking about making a custom shape matrix of NeoPixels, why not use some strips and some packaging tape? Yeah, and that keeps it all together.
Before we start, I want to quote Mr. Certainly's awesome little rhyme here. Roses are red, succulents are green. Wear your LED heart on your sleeve, controlled by BLE.
Well done, sir. Well done. Let's, there we go. Yeah, and just lovely rainbows.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into the guide and see how to build one of these guys.
Sure. So if you head over to learn.adafruit.com, you can find our Learn guide right here. And the overview will just kind of walk you through the parts.
Again, one of the main things that we hope people take away from this project is the 3D printable case for the ItsyBitsy, so you can use on other different wearable projects.
Yep, you said it. So these are all the parts. Unfortunately, the ItsyBitsy's out of stock right now, but you can sign up via email notification.
Yes.
So you'll get notified when they are back in stock. Very lovely board. NeoPixel strips seem to be in stock right now. It's the high density version. Let me open a new tab so you can take a look at them. Did we link the black ones or the white ones? We linked the black ones.
Definitely recommend getting the black ones for this project, just because even though you can't see the white going through, I think if your goal is to hide the strip, it's going to be a lot more easier to have a black mask on it.
Yeah, even though it's high density, you can still cut in between them. As you can see here are the cutting lines. A little bit hard to make out where the data are, but there's little arrows.
You can see the
right
plus,
there.
and then the data is always in the center for these anyway.
Yeah, it looks like the elements just like, touching that little arrow right there.
Yeah, you want to be
this
pretty
is
careful.
where data in would be, and this would be data out. Okay. Well, let's go back over to the Learn guide. We talked about the parts. The ItsyBitsy Lipo Backpack works with trinkets as well, and the ItsyBitsy line. There's like 4 different boards of the ItsyBitsy style. One has an M0, we got an M4, we also have the older 32UF4 that will run Arduino. Here's our LiPo battery, the 500 milliamp LiPo battery, which you can recharge with the Trinket LiPo Backpack. Here's our lovely breadboard-friendly slide switch, of course. It's also out of stock. And our silicone cover stranded core ribbon cable 10 wire 1 meter long. Word.
Our favorite wire.
Favorite effing wire. This is great stuff. Yeah. And we also have this fully reversible USB micro cable, USB A to micro B. These are favorite cable. It's pink. It reminds me of Blinka.
Until we fully switch over to USB-C, this is the wire to use.
We also have a link for you to where we got the black LED acrylic. We got it from Tap Plastics. Again, shout out to Charlyn for finding this stuff and sharing it. You can choose your color, black, one color, and then you can select millimeters, because that's way better than imperial. And then you can select your thickness. So worried about the thickness, it isn't really 3 millimeters, it's just rounded. It's not even an 1/8 inch. It's really like 2.7 or 2.8, but
we'll go over
I'm sure
how
it's
you
vary.
discovered that. And
Sure. Whoops, I cut my bed. Yeah, and then you can pick what size would you like in terms of width and length. So we did 100 by 100 because our milling machine has a little baby bed. Yeah. And then you can get how many ever sheets you'd like. They also have some extra options, like would you like polished edges? Would you like rounded edges? What radius would you like your in? Wow, okay. I guess that's if you don't have a laser cutter. You can get a pre-made thing. You could also, if you don't have a laser cutter and you don't have the milling machine, you could cut this out with a jigsaw or a table saw and kind of make your own cover for your project. So don't let that stop you if you have access to power tools. Have at it. All right, that's the overview page. Hey, there's a link to Charlyn, who made a really cool wearable ring that uses the Gemma M0 and written in CircuitPython. It's using the 7 pixel jewel. So very sweet. Really great write-up as well. So you can check out Charlyn's build here, which inspired this project.
Yeah, and since she's using the Gemma case that you designed, we thought we'd give back with the ItsyBitsy case that you use, like we said, with other wearable projects.
Oh. This is on Vimeo, so I can't get whatever banded. So it looks great.
It looks so cool when she turns it on. This right here is what made me go, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I was trying to show you and Lamar off, and you were like, okay,
I don't get it. Yeah, it's just black acrylic. What's so magical about it? Well,
there you go.
Try doing this with, like, I don't know, a black ABS. You can't shine through black material. How is this happening? Again, I just don't know.
So we are trying to stock this. It is going to be included with the Spectro kit that Phil B is working on. That awesome matrix, NeoPixel
Yeah.
matrix display.
Yeah, I wish I had a link or a little demo video from last week's show and tell. So if you want to go check out last week's show and tell, Philby has like where he has side by side white acrylic versus black acrylic, and it's just no comparison. My goodness, black's gorgeous. All right, let's head on over to the 3D printing page. Moment of pause so that we can catch any comments or anything that people might have said. But the parts are designed by me. They can print without any support material, which is what I like to do. I like to make the designs print without any supports, and they're oriented to print as is. So you don't have to reorient it. You do not have to reorient it in your slicer. The CAD files are in different places, so you can check those out. This little animation shows you how the parts fit together. No screws needed as well, which is really nice, or glue. I don't know, slicing of the parts. And if you would like to design your own enclosures and projects with Adafruit boards, we have a standalone GitHub repo that has all of our boards ready to go in different formats like STEP and STL and the Fusion file, so you can get those.
LXTLIM is asking what filament are we using for the black. It is the Galaxy Vertigo? Or
Yeah, Galaxy Black.
Galaxy Black.
Yeah, but you could find other.
Prusa
Mint has a Galaxy Glitter or Glitter or something, and so does Hatchbox now. Hatchbox also has a nice glittery
jumping
thing.
in on the glitter
Yeah.
thing.
This, however, is printed in Filamentum's Arctic Ice Crystal Filament, PLA. All this is PLA, by the way. So yeah, that's a like crystal, Arctic crystal, or some fancy nice name, as Filamentum likes to do that.
Oh, one of the things I forgot to mention too is if you don't have a milling machine, you don't have a laser cutter, but you just have a 3D printer, you could just use translucent filament, maybe just white. It won't,
It won't look. It won't look the same.
No, it looks pretty cool.
It's blown out.
Yeah, you get all the colors still going through there.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe if this was white, it would look better.
And then Mr. Certainly was saying that maybe you could use some sandpaper to scuff up
You totally could. That's a great idea.
The front and the back, so you could get a better diffused, sort of evenly diffused surface there.
Yeah, great tip. Yeah, just sand it down. Cool. All right, what else?
And then Mr. Certainly is also saying if you're cutting the acrylic by hand, make sure to watch some YouTube videos before starting. There are some tricks to prevent cracking and splintering. You always want to be careful with that too.
Sounds like he's done it before. I have not. I think I've cut sheets, but that's about it with my scroll saw, table saw thing. But yeah, okay, good tips. Yes, do your research before cutting material.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, well, moving away from the 3D printing, let's take a look at the circuit diagram. All of the circuit diagrams are created with open source software called Fritzing. You can download it too. We have a library right here on GitHub. You can get that link there if you want to use the components like our backpack and the ItsyBitsy. So yeah, we are wiring everything to the special pin number 5.
Exclamation point.
Is it? Yeah, exclamation point. And then the special voltage pin, VHI, which will give you the right amount of voltage, whether you're on battery or USB. That's where you want to be. And then the Lipo Backpack gets soldered to 3 connections, the bat, the ground, and the USB. That way you can use that USB port to recharge our lovely 500 milliamp Lipo battery. Now, when it comes to the heart, we put together this lovely thing here. This is a graphical representation of the NeoPixel strips that are arranged together. So what you'll see here is all the pixels in the right order. You can see the first pixel here starts actually on this little hump, the heart hump over there, and then the data flows this way in this direction all the way down. And then these little, the colors really, red is voltage, white is data, and black is ground. I probably should have noted that, but yeah. So you can see where, how the connections are being made, and then all the pixels are counted. So 45 to 46, and the last one here is 46. So there is a total of 46 pixels. So hopefully this is useful if you are recreating this custom LED matrix. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the circuit diagram. Moving on to CircuitPython. you want to update your board with the latest version of CircuitPython, you can do so by heading over to circuitpython.org, downloading the latest version. I have beta 3, version 5 right now, and this will walk you through if you haven't updated your board yet. The required libraries for this one is the Bluefruit Connect library and the Adafruit BLE library, and of course the NeoPixel library. Here's a screenshot of what your CircuitPy USB drive will look like. That's what's awesome about CircuitPython. You plug it in via USB and your files and libraries all show up. No compiling going on here. You can just open that code.py file and edit it in the text editor, or we like to use the Moo editor. The code is on GitHub, so if you'd like to fork it or make a PR, you can do so as well. We have a nice repo with all of our Learn Guide projects in there. Yep, pretty straightforward. It's making BLE happen, the BLE connection. We're using that standard wheel function for rainbows. We're using the rainbow swirl animation and the rainbow fill animation. We also have a list of colors here that we can make. It's just to kind of help you so you don't have to do the RGB colors all the time. And then here in the loop you can find all the buttons here, buttons 1 through 4. And then if you'd like to add more, you can add up, left, and right, because right now I have the down button set up for making it black. That's really it, nice and simple. The BLE Connect app, here's the download link for the iOS app and the Android app. This just walks you through how to connect to it. The device just shows up as CircuitPy drive. You connect to it, then you can use the controller, tap on controller, then you can use either the control pad or the color picker. Also, if you have an Apple Watch, the Bluefruit LE Connect app kind of has it built in, so you can use your Apple Watch to trigger different palettes. I would do a demo, but I don't have it connected. Yeah. I have a page on how I milled it. Real quick, we'll just kind of run through it. I made sure that my acrylic sheet, my stock, could fit on the bed of my milling machine. What kind of milling machine are you using? I'm using the Bantam tools, formerly known as Other Mill. I used a single flute, 1/8 inch upcut, single flute upcut spiral, something like that. I got it from Inventables. These guys are great. Ideal for soft plastics. Yep, and aluminum too. So you can get your end mills from Inventables, because I told you to. Yeah, and then the Bantam milling tools can be purchased from Bantam Tools. So you can get it from them. They have a price reduction as well. Now only $24.99. Excellent. Great PCB milling machine. It does acrylic too, and metal. So I use Fusion 360 to generate the toolpaths because it's built into Fusion. And you can use a 2D contour to create your cut. I made sure that the depth was like 0.2 millimeters so that I wouldn't break my tool bit. My feed rates are listed here. Yeah. I do have it ready to go. If you do have a milling the Bantam Tools milling machine, I give out the .nc or G-code file, if you will. So you can just go ahead and do that. You don't have to regenerate the toolpaths because I already did it. The Bantam tool software is really awesome because when you import some G-code, you can assign where to place that G-code, which is great. So if you want to offset it or move it around, you can do so. This is how I set it up. Yeah, their software is great. So that's what I think you're really paying for when you get the Bantam tools. And then I walk through some of the some of the stuff. Yeah, setting up your plan. I like to offset the G-code by 2 millimeters on the X and Y so that it's not too close to the edge of your spoil board, which is kind of the bed of your machine. You want to install and probe, I walk through that. Secure your stock to your spoil board. I like to use double-sided tape from Scotch tape. That works well. You want to use the shiny side, by the way, because there's 2 sides. And start milling. I think it takes about 8 minutes, and maybe it was quicker. I was filming it. I don't know how long it took, but it was something like that. Yeah. I got this Dyson vacuum with like a tiny tube attachment. That works really well because before I was using a shop vac, and that the nozzle, the hose is so honking it wouldn't even fit my milling machine. So I really liked using the Dyson vacuum cleaner with this special tiny tube attachment. That way I can get through all the wires and things. I'm just a clean freak, I guess. I did scuff up the bed a little bit because I didn't measure. I don't know what I did wrong, but hopefully it doesn't scratch up your bed. If you're milling, make sure you offset it by 2, I guess, when you're assigning the material here. Just make it 0.8, because my thickness really measures out to 0.75, 0.74, or 2.74. So by making it 0.8, it won't go all the way down to the bed. And if it's thin, like paper thin acrylic, you could just snap it off of your stock. So hopefully that won't scratch up your bed. That's it. That's milling. All right, we're on to the assembly. So you definitely want to reference the, if you're creating the same shape, you definitely want to reference the wiring diagram, because that is a nice reference point as to see where all the strips go. Yeah. So Pedro's using packaging tape, like large, wide packaging tape, and then sticking them in place. Do you have any tips on like how to keep the order correctly? I guess you just line up all of the solder pads so that they match up.
What I'm actually lining up are the LEDs.
Yes.
So the little, what are they called? The square thingies where they are.
Would like me to
you just line all those guys up.
You want to
turn that off.
Yeah.
You can see here that they are just in a straight line, all going down in an 8x9 matrix. So just line all those guys up and you should be good to go.
Okay. Okay, so you're gonna have some excess tape, cut it with scissors.
Mm-hmm.
Here are the wires. How did you come up with these wires?
You just measure the from one pad to the next, and you are not doing a squiggly line. You're doing, or actually, yeah, it is. It's like going back and forth. You can see the back there, where
there it is.
How all of those are laid out.
Oh, I forgot to say, you want to expose your, you want to cut, you want to cut the tape from the edges of the strips so that you can solder to them. Otherwise, you're going to melt the plastic.
Yeah.
So here's what it looks like. Let's get a good look at it. If I click on, click on this, it'll take me to a bigger version of it. And you can see our diagonal. So yeah, every connection has slightly different wire lengths. And this ribbon wire really helps keeping everything bundled together, because it is bundled together.
Nice and flexible as well, so you can bend these upwards and then down when you're done soldering them. Yeah,
you just want to reference and double check every connection, because we ran into that where one of them wasn't wired right, and it's easy to do that, to get it wrong.
Especially since it has to be,
tin your wires.
It's mirrored since you're looking at the back of it.
And please, please use third helping hands. It helps you so much. I want you to have a really good experience when you're soldering, and one of the best ways to do that is with third helping hands. If you notice what's that red thing, that's actually heat shrink tubing. That will make it so that your wires won't get these bite marks, because when your third helping hands don't have that silicone protection, they're just gonna bite and make marks on your lovely wire. Hit the back button and going back over here. So once that's wired up, we solder it into the 3 pads on the ItsyBitsy. Little tip here for the Lipo Backpack. By default, the on-off switch, you need to cut a trace. And one really good way to do so is to use flush diagonal cutters, and then using the mounting hole as an anchor so that you can really in like one action cut the trace. Now, if you've ever cut the trace with like a hobby knife, it takes you some time and it's a little bit dangerous.
It's pretty dangerous. Yeah.
So this, how did you come up with this?
I don't know.
Okay, sorry, that's a bad question. Anyway, thank you for coming up with that tip. And every time we use it, we're going to say it over and over again. Yeah, just 2 wires to the slide switch.
Definitely recommend adding some heat shrink tubing. I just didn't have enough time for that. Totally forgot about it.
Do we ever have time for heat shrink tubing?
We do when it's like butt up against on top of a on top of a board.
Right, you're going to short something out otherwise, but nothing really comes in contact with those guys.
Yeah, it's pretty far away, and the depth of it too is a little.
Okay.
It's further sunk down into the case.
Right. So you're kind of away from it. Sweet. And the battery is like all nicely capped on tape wrapped, so you won't touch anything. Okay. Everything fits inside the case. It's all snap fit. Just make sure the order of all the stuff is correct, like the orientation of the parts are correct. You can reference the photo. Yep, the battery. It's really nice that the battery has like a kind of a short cable, so it's not too bad to fit in the case. It's nice. There's enough room in there. You get that perfect like sandwich where none of the components shake, but they're not being pressed too bad to where like the battery's going to explode. So it's kind of a nice like Goldilocks. I don't know the right word, but just yeah.
What?
Don't worry about it. Yeah, you want to put the reset button that's printed separately on top of the reset button on the actual board, and then you can just snap the cover on top. There you go.
And Bill Binko on Discord is linking to a really good video on adding the reset button as a tab so that you can look over my screen real quick. You can quickly see an idea.
To that? I know how, yeah. I suggested that to him because I saw the Prusa control box has that. The Prusa's not over there. I don't know why you're looking over there.
I'm just checking on this.
Oh, okay.
This synth
Excellent.
amp box printing.
Did he post a link to the YouTube video?
Yeah, if you scroll up just a little bit, he has it linked right there. And it's showing how to make the tab for it and then having
Can you show me here where it is? Is it this tweet?
It's the second one right here.
Okay.
Just links right to the YouTube.
Oh, it's a Tico. That's why. Yeah, Tico links.
And
yeah,
then
so
you can
check
see
out
how he's
Bill's.
doing that.
I will take a look and he shows you how he makes a really nice built-in reset button so you don't have to print a separate thing. Let me scroll through here a little bit, but basically it looks like this, where you create this cutout, but you don't fully cut the thing out, so that there's a little bit of flex, just enough
to
so that you can actuate that reset button. Super clever design. Shout out Bill Binko. I will share this on 3D Thursday as well. While we're here, I'm going to put this in the notes. Right here. Ba-doom. Thank you. All right. Well, we reached the end of the Learn Guide. The last bit here is kind of like, hey, just smash the thing inside the box, the thingy box. Is it difficult to take it out?
No, so we're just using a little spudger tool to remove that. So it goes on like that, and you line it up. And then using the
there you go.
Using the little slits here that we have for the, because what's actually creating the necklace is the Ninja Flex. Did we even talk about that yet? Yeah. The Ninja Flex, the 1.75 millimeter strand of Ninja Flex that is tied, has a little knot on there, slips in there, and the knot prevents it from coming out. And then of course the wire that's actually going to the ItsyBitsy is the other side of the necklace. So you'll just put your spudger tool in between there and it'll pop right out.
Go ahead, pop it out. I wanted to say, can this matrix come out of the box easily? Because it is not glued in place. It's just kind of in there, right?
Yeah. So
oh, sweet.
Do that as well. And you can see the bottom, how that guy's set up, and then how the Ninja Flex 175 diameter. Cool. It's just a knot tied on one end, so it can't come out.
Yeah.
It goes in there like
so that little 1 millimeter lip is enough to keep this acrylic from being pressed all the way down. So that's the way it works.
This little lip right here.
Yes.
Goes all the way around.
Yeah. And it has a 45-degree angle at the bottom of that ledge so that it prints without any of the pores. Yeah. And then if you're wondering what's a good tolerance offset for getting this nice press fit, well, it's 0.2 millimeters. 0.2 millimeters. And that gets you something where it won't fall out. All right. Drop it. Come on, fall apart.
Don't break it.
Well, I'm trying to make it like pop open to show you that the tolerances are pretty good. Anyway. Blackheart is the coupon code for this reason. Yeah. So if you want to pick up some NeoPixels or the ItsyBitsy board, you can support us, the show, and your maker habit by using the coupon code Blackheart. Nice segue.
Let's see. Who was asking Imagination of Form? I think was saying that, wow, when he was at MIT, the other mill used to be $800. One of the things that makes it expensive is because
800 or 8,000?
800, I think, is what he said. Check out the YouTube chat there. One of the things that makes it expensive, it is geared as a circuit board milling machine. The precision that is on there, we're sort of using it as an overkill for milling out the simple shape of that acrylic there. It's meant to be a circuit board miller.
Are people still complaining about how expensive it is?
It's the workflow with the software, the way that it integrates with Eagle.
You can literally drop a board file into the Bantam Tools software, and it just does all your Gerber things for you.
Yeah, if you search some videos on how
It's
other
pretty magical.
CNCs do that, it is a huge
I'm
workflow.
seeing more and more
Some of the
people
other things that Imagination
it.
Form is asking, is it still for Windows, or did they make a Windows version yet, or is it still Mac?
No, they do have a Windows version. Just go to the website and check it out.
And then, let's see, what about printing in black resin? Yeah, that would be pretty cool, although I don't know about the light transmission.
Windows 7 and up. Yes. And it's a free download. You can play with it and import your... What I like doing is when I'm making a board, a PCB, I can quickly look at my toolpaths, my generated toolpaths, because it renders it nicely in 3D, and you can really thoroughly look in there. It also has a DRC, which like checks if your traces and spaces are correct. That will play nicely with whatever tool bit you select. It's really nice. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. No, I don't know. I was going to say something about a laser cutter, but I don't have any experience.
We don't have any room for it, yeah.
A page, we don't have any room for it.
No, I don't have room for it.
Yeah. Get the Glowforge, I don't know.
Yeah.
Apparently it takes 8 seconds to cut it, as someone on YouTube said.
And then Bill Binko shouting out Joseph Prusa's design.
Yeah.
A cool implementation.
Yeah, that's right.
That button there. We'll
Not my
definitely add those.
Yeah. Joseph Prusa's.
We'll start adding those into our design. A lot of these things that we are working on were completed like a month ago, so we can go back in there working on other stuff.
Yeah. That's why we make the Learn Guide, so we can see what we did.
Yeah. Going through suggestions on having a servo arm, so you can have the have it go up and down.
That'd be cool. Yeah, you know what? I would really like to see this scrolling some text. Unfortunately, I'm not really experienced in programming, so I couldn't really do that. I kind of ran out of time. But it would be great to see more animations with this.
In the future.
Yeah, we didn't have time to kind of wrangle Phil B and be like, hey, make this in 2
everybody's
hours.
working on
It's
other
like,
stuff. Let's see, there's another one on
sorry.
here. Oh, another cool poem from Mr. Certainly. Roses are red, Vader's title is Darth. With a 0.02 tolerance, your heart won't break apart.
Man, how do you, yeah.
And then Bill Binko, yes, 50 boards for $50. Awfully hard to justify milling a PCB. Well, this is done in 8 minutes, and we don't have to ship anything anywhere.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so like the team at Adafruit, they have to make testers, and we don't have time for that. We have to.
So you got to balance cost with time.
That's actually the reason why I got
a lot more money than that.
Sure, and that's really the reason why I got the milling machine. I'm not trying to sell the milling machine to you.
This is actually why we got it. We got some PCBs ordered from Oshpark, and by the time they the confirmation even came in, we had already been on like our 8th revision, second revision of the board, and we were able to go, oh well, that wouldn't have been a good idea. And then Charlyn, or who was it? Split City was saying too that if you go with, was it?
I'm not there yet. You can, we can do that.
It was $20 for. Really large PCB, which will show off in the prototyping.
Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, PCB way. Definitely go with that. I mean, you get a really nice quality PCB with smaller traces and solder mask and all that stuff. So definitely go that route.
Yes.
Depends on your project.
If you're going into producing a bunch of stuff, yes, obviously that makes more sense, but we're just making projects here, one-offs.
So, Clean Stefan is asking, how loud is your CNC machine? Louder than a dishwasher or a TV, reasonable volume? It's not that loud. Yeah. Check out some of their YouTube videos, I guess, to kind of gauge what the decibels are. I haven't measured it or anything.
Yeah, it's considerably loud.
Yeah, but it's not like...
Not super loud, but it is loud.
Right.
And then Mr. Certainly is asking, do you need an always-on internet connection or phone like the Glowforge?
No, you do not. That's a good point. I don't know if a lot of people don't like that. I mean, I have a Cricut machine that's a vinyl cutter, and that always has to be on the internet.
Actually, they just switched that, didn't they? With the desktop app.
Yeah, they did.
So it's not web-based anymore, except for
it
saving
sounds like
out.
a Dremel being used. Thank you,
Yeah.
Bill. You nailed it. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Power tool.
I was saying, yeah, $50 delivered in 4 days. Yeah, that's a long time. We have to complete a project in a week.
What are you trying to get at? Like, it's still a great option.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm not trying to sell you a milling machine. Leave me alone.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into this week's What Are We Prototyping?
Sweet. All right.
So we launched the awesome Clue board a couple weeks ago. And of course, we had to go out and start making all the lovely accessories for that. One of them was because of the announcements that we made. We'll be at PyCon. Everybody's going to get one who's going and attending. And everybody loves doing wearable badges and conference badges. We have this very lovely Clue-based case. So you have the battery inside there. You have the reset. You have the Ninja Flex printed bands, and you can also wear it as a lanyard. So you have little kitty cat ears on there. You have access to the USB, the stem port, and I added a slide switch on there. So you can power that on and off.
Yeah. What battery do you have in there?
So there's a 400 milliamp hour battery inside there. You have access to either put the Ninja Flex band on the side or on the bottom there, depending on how you want to wear that. You have the pads exposed if you like. And then the snap fit together case holds everything in place. Open that guy up, and you can see how we modified the JST extension cable. So you have the slide switch on there to enable on and off. You have the reset button on there, and then enough space if you wanted to have a bigger battery on there, so it doesn't have to cover up all of the sensors that are on the bottom there. Lid has the lid is actually what's holding the Clue board up against the front of the case there. Oh, my little slide switch button came out.
Yeah, the reset button.
Reset button, and this all snaps together with the little
yeah, it snaps.
snap fits on the sides there.
Do you want to go to your monitor? Yours? There you go. That way you have more.
Yeah.
room
So
and
we
stuff.
have a little cover over here that'll keep the screen in place. Just have to glue that down.
Oh, right, the bezel.
Bezel, yeah.
You want to have that bezel.
And it makes an excellent little wearable. Let's see if I can do that with one hand here. You got a little nub here that presses into that.
Yeah, it takes a little finesse. Oh no, you got it pretty quick.
And then there you go. You have a nice little wearable conference badge. Again, you can use this as a watch or use the little kitty cat ears as the lanyard for that.
Yeah, it's a good multi-purpose case. You also have some slits on the bottom cover so that you can add your own wristband or whatever sort of clampy mechanism.
You can choose the position that you want on there. And I didn't fully tighten this, but this goes right inside there. Sort of tuck that into place.
Right.
And then the buttons are exposed here, so you can have those. And the gesture proximity sensor, the LEDs are exposed there, so you have do the color picking or the gesture sensing. So you have all that for any of your environmentally sensing projects.
Yeah.
So that'll be released next week, as well as a nice little detailed video of the Clue board itself. I think they're sold out, but again, if you are attending the conference, these are going to be given out to everybody. So yay!
Excellent. Yeah. We have a blog post on the Adafruit blog that goes in detail. Is it a featured post? It probably is.
So.
Probably is. There it is. So you can check out.
all the awesomeness of this.
Yeah. Shout out to DigiKey for helping us team up and sponsor this.
Thing is freaking amazing. I love how small it is, high resolution IPS display on there, tons of sensors. And one of the first projects that Dylan, Dan, John Park, and team have been working on is a, what is it, cadence for your bike?
A bike cadence project where it can connect to BLE sensors like this one. So if you're not familiar with cycling, this is a bit of an add-on that makes your bike smarter by recording how fast, how many RPMs, what is the other stuff? Oh, boy, golly, I'm out of my realm here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do a quick little demo of this guy here. So what it's going to do is look for that guy there. Just break it up with the magnet here to make it look like we are, like we're pedaling on our bike.
So this attaches to your pedal or your bike frame? Which one?
The bike frame, and then this guy goes on your pedal.
Okay.
And then we're gonna
that
need
way
two
when you
hands there.
actually get to it.
And then another magnet on your spoke, so we can.
Oh my goodness, that's what we're testing.
So we can do that. Yeah. Oh,
gotta
so
rub it together.
yeah, so there's a bike clamp on here. We have a what is it, M5 with a nut on here that will screw onto your bike frame, and then we have your little play out here of your miles per hour, your rotation. You want to hold this up, do that. So let's pretend that this is on the bike, and it'll show you your miles per hour, your rotation, and all that.
Right.
And one of the other cool things too is it has AMS service. So
AMS, Apple Music Service.
let's see.
So
if
when
it
you
plays
have
something.
music playing from your iOS device, it'll display the artist and the track that you're currently playing, which is nice. So the clue will be mounted to your handlebars. It will connect to this sensor via Bluetooth.
And you can see your music playing on there.
Yeah.
This is amazing work by
Excellent work,
Dylan,
Dylan,
Dan, and Scott,
Park.
and John Park, and team.
Yeah.
This is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So this will be the week after that. We'll show this being used on a bike and all that, and just a little bit of a tweaking to the case. It made it a little bit more waterproof, so that for the weather and all that stuff. You still have access to your ports on there if you want to add more sensors through the stemma connection there, or the quick connection.
You ready? All right, so you can check out John Park's Learn Guide on how to create a simple version of it using the clue. It doesn't have the awesome icons yet, but it gives you an idea of what this thing does. Here's the BLE sensor that we were talking about, the Wahoo Fitness Blue SC. Yeah. Oh, it actually goes to your spokes? What? I guess there's two different ones. So if you want more explanation in an actual Learn Guide, John Park's got you there. It walks you through BLE basics, kind of how it works conceptually, what BLE is, all these modes and terms. Deep dive into Bluetooth land.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Sniffing out the, it's kind of like reverse engineering the protocol to work with the sensor. And yeah, so you can start sensing. I think that's like the kind of approach that Lamar and Phil want to go with this, is connecting to consumer products that are BLE and then displaying that data on CircuitPython hardware.
See, Bill Binko is saying on the Discord, is there a cord 20 on the back? No, it's using, I'll take this out, just using M3 screws to hold that guy in place. And yeah, it is a 3D printed clamp.
Yeah, that would be a good idea, huh?
24 millimeter, or 24 diameter standard handlebar.
Sure. Yeah, I like Bill Binko with the quarter inch is a great mechanism
probably
for
switch to that
tripods.
then.
So you get this whole
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll
thing.
switch to that. Yeah.
You get a very wide range of mounting bits when you go with a quarter
I'll go ahead
20.
and switch that out. Yeah, that's a good
You might
idea.
wanna do that. Oh, Bill, what would we do without you, man? It seems like it would be obvious, but yeah, a lot of that.
I know we gotta rush through a bunch through these.
We gotta rush through it.
Well, not there's multiple things going on.
Yeah, yeah. I have
And
a
then,
baby.
yeah.
Baby brain.
baby and moving and a lot of other stuff going on. Thomas is asking, are there a list of boards that are compatible with what programming model works with Arduino IDE and what works with CircuitPython? In the product page it tells you, but yeah, we need like a table showing what works with what.
That'd be a very big table.
A lot of them
I
are.
think the community has done one. Sorry, I don't have the
Yeah.
link to it.
And Thomas is questioning whether this was a rebroadcast or a live event.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
All right. We're already at 11:55.
Oh crap!
I
Yeah,
don't have
we gotta
any
get
time to
the
share my
dog
stuff.
washed, so we got to let's see quickly.
I gotta go. I'm sorry. Like,
Okay.
I don't have time to share what I wanted to, but that's fine because now next week we have stuff.
Yes, including this really cool
I
PCB by
wanted to
Blitz City.
share.
It's so cool. Ah.
Yeah,
Well,
this
it'll be
from Liz.
complete by next week. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Shout out Liz. She has a learn guide as well on this project.
And then redo of
go.
your awesome
Oh boy, I lost it.
guitar. Are we still on the overhead?
No, we are, but like,
Lots of cool stuff going on. So
Man, that's
definitely
not
tune
fair.
in next week.
that is really not fair.
There's
All
too
right,
much. There's
whatever.
even more stuff over here that I can't even show yet. All right,
Coupon
let's go
code
ahead.
Blackheart. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget tonight is Ask an Engineer.
Yes.
Show and tell at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Tomorrow is John Park's workshop every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. You've been watching 3D Hangouts with me and Pedro, and if you have a loved one, cherish them. All right, we'll see you guys later.
See you tonight, folks.